Budapest gets over 30 million visitors every year, and over 48 hours we are going deep into hidden parts of the capital to go further than just the typical tourist activities, which we also do. We go into war history and how it can be seen in the city now.
They have a history.
Food ties with lesser known relationships.
Is the best.
And we learn about Hungarian traditions and take a 100-kilometer detour outside the city.
I'm here somewhere.
This goes beyond thermal baths and offers another way to approach a city tour. Our time starts at 11 p.m. on a Friday after arriving in Budapest from Barcelona.
Good morning. You gotta wake up every morning, see the day as a gift. Let's go, let's get it.
Waking up cold and sleepy, I knew a run was exactly what I needed to see the entire city from above.
This way. The way I see it is going on a trip shouldn't put a pause on your life. It should enrich it. So if getting outside, being active is something you love, get out and do it. Great way to see the city. This air is cold. Oh my God. We're dealing with -5 here. Great way to try new things.
Gellert Hill, next to the famous thermal baths, would be the destination. Both Buda and Pest will be in our sights.
Over there, about 100 kilometers, is Kekes, the highest point.
It's the reason I came. I'm traveling to the highest peak in every European country, and this is 18 out of 50. Budapest used to be 3 cities: Buda, Pest, and Óbuda.
Ooh, slippery.
Now it's one capital city separated by the Danube River, with distinct differences on each side, which we'll explore. Back on the Pest side, it's time to see the grand central market hall in all its glory. There's nobody here. Built in 1897, it was the place for people to shop for food. Now it's more of a tourist attraction, but seems to be a bit empty in low season.
There are 5 stalls open. Good for them. The whole structure, the place is just gorgeous. But not that market vibe, which that's fine. It's a Sunday, I get it. I would be staying at home too, it's cold outside.
Normally all the stalls are open and you can get a taste of Hungary to make sure you don't go hungry.
Down we go.
I'll take you to 3 ruin bars, and the one that started it all was Simpla Kurt. It was an old, ruined area with a factory and homes that were going to be demolished. Instead, they turned into this.
This is my vibe. This is sick. This is the bar that started it all, too.
On Sundays, it hosts a farmer's market. Since I was only here for 48 hours, I only brought this backpack. So that meant there wasn't enough space for my tripod, but I got lucky.
Sick! Oh, this is what happens when you slow down and you look a little bit. I just found 10 euros. How sick is that? I actually stopped for a reason other than to gain 10 euros. Thanks, perfect spot to add one of my stickers. I carry them around in case I ever meet like somebody who watches the channel, or places like this where it's appropriate to put a sticker. So my patrons, they went out of their way and made these and just sent it to me in a box, and it just made my day. Like a Friday morning, I think I was a little bit down or something. If you want some, just let me know. I'll see what I can do.
I've been sending them out to people who are excited about the project, Just the Tip, which is actually short for just the tip of the iceberg, because there's a lot more to this journey to 50 peaks than just checking them off.
Sick. I'm so stoked. 10 euros. See what else I can find. By night, it's actually a nightclub, and you can actually smell it. You can smell, like, you know, after having a heavy duty night, and you can like smell it coming out of your pores. That's what it smells like, and armpit. But it's the vibe. Pretty cool. Oh, I love that detail. Look at this. This is me. All day hustling. Every day I be hustling for this project. Editing, making videos.
Like any city in Europe, the beauty is in the details. Look up, down, and I can guarantee you'll be surprised. Art is all around us, at least on the Pest side. There's a famous Jewish quarter here, and one with a deep history, as you can imagine. As we know, World War II and the Cold War left these areas in bad shape, to put it lightly. This is why so many ruin bars are found here. They were ruined and abandoned, but turned into thriving hubs, like this next restaurant.
I'm in Moseltoff. I had to wait probably like 30 minutes because it's popping, and you should make a reservation. I don't make reservations because I like to go with the flow. Just vibing over here. Oh gosh. Anyway, starting with the soup. Can you see these bags? This is a product of sleeping in a hostel and getting woken up by some crazy hooligans.
Budapest is one of the most affordable places to stay when it comes to capital cities. I opted for a hostel simply because it's cheap, and I need to save money for places like Finland and Mont Blanc that are coming up. Also, when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're going to Greenland. So consider subscribing, my friends.
Absolutely amazing. One of my favorite things is being in a restaurant and vlogging. The faces I get is hilarious. All for you though. 9 out of 10. Very good.
The cherry on top is literally a cherry beer.
I am a solo one. I'm the only one at the bar. All the tables are full. I couldn't sit down, but here we are. I got a Mort Sweet. I think it's a cherry beer.
Hungary is actually one of the leading growers in sour cherries.
Really good. Never in my life had I had a cherry beer. So the vibe is really cool here. I love all the artwork. It was really cold. I even told her. She's like, yeah, can you sit over here? I was like, it's gonna be cold because it's right by the door. She's like, you can sit in this one then. And it was right in front of her sandwich. Yeah, super awkward. But great beer. Exceptional. Oh.
At 5 a.m., I jump out of bed to get to the bus station. I'm determined to go 100 kilometers away from the city to the country's highest point, Kekes. I'm in the right place as I see locals geared up for a cold day in the countryside. My sleepy head bobbing and watching the sunrise. I can't help but feel excited. The whole weekend trip was planned to make sure this could happen. Peak 18 would soon be conquered. So much goes into the planning, prepping, and actual follow-through, so there's a massive sense of joy every time I do a peak.
Cool. I'm here somewhere. Everything looks closed. I was hoping for some coffee. I'm just following some arrows. I'm a huge fan of the sound of crunching snow. That's the point. We did it. Nice. Just kidding.
Wait a minute.
Okay, peak 18. Only 32 to go. If you want to join along the journey, hit subscribe. It's going to be a great time. We've got a lot of new countries to go to. We've got a lot of countries that I've already been to. And I'm going to take you to some cool places, cool adventures. You know what's kind of crazy is something that I've learned
so far in this journey is even though that one is just over 1,000 meters, there are some other peaks that are like actually really challenging, like Karantul, and one that we're gonna do in a few months, Halti, the highest in Finland. It's gonna be a 7-day journey. Just because it's short or it's tall doesn't mean it's hard or easy. You can't judge a mountain by its rocks. If I know my geography, those mountains should be the High Tatras, which are home to the highest point of Poland and Slovakia, which I have not done yet. Well, I guess that's it. As much as I love nature, I also wanted to get deeper into Budapest. I made it on the bus, but barely. I am so hungry. A little cake. She told me it's cherry.
Wow. This one is the best.
I was looking for restaurants. I ended up pulling up Google Maps because I really couldn't find anything that wasn't like, you know, greasy food. And I get grumpy when I'm hungry. I don't know if you do too. So I looked and I saw there was a bunch of Vietnamese restaurants. And it made me wonder, why are there so many Vietnamese restaurants? Well, they have a history. The relationship between Hungary and Vietnam stems from the Cold War era. North Vietnam was aligned with the same diplomatic ideologies as Hungary, and during the Vietnam War, Hungary showed its solidarity for the country. Fast forward to today, where over 4,000 Vietnamese work and study here, with the majority in Budapest. They have strong economical ties, and Hungary offers scholarships in fields like agriculture and engineering to Vietnamese students. After learning this, I had a feeling these restaurants likely have delicious pho that's similar to North Vietnam. I used to live in Hanoi, the capital, and miss the authentic stuff. The link between Hungary and Vietnam was not one I had expected. And yes, it was delicious. I was just in this shop, and I actually ended up getting a little egg. I learned that there's this craft where they blow out the middle part, so then you're left with just the shell, and then they paint it. And then I learned another thing about boshu. Boshu. In the same shop as the eggs, I noticed these cute, ugly things. The boshu come from Mohawks, where legend has it that the townspeople dressed up in these masks and made intense noise to send the Ottoman troops packing. They are part of a big festival that happens at the end of February, where boshus show up in boats and walk through the city. So at Buda Castle right now, my intention was to go to the caves, but they're closed. So there are caves, which is a really cool thing to do, a little bit different. Kind of looks like Gryffindor defeated Slytherin. So I asked the guy at reception if he thought that it was worth going in if you go to a lot of castles in Europe. So I was just there in Scotland. Hi.
Hi.
And what he told me was that Buda Castle was actually bombed in World War II. So there's not a lot of authentic remaining parts. It's more of a museum. If you like museums, there you go. I'm not in a museum kind of mood, but just so you know. I have way too much fun doing this. Seriously, there are tons of things to do in Budapest, and this video really only scratched the surface. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for being awesome and for being curious. You rock. I'll see you in the comments.